the short sleeve transcend dress, here is the pattern. This is front jean. This is back. This is sleeve. This is collar, and this is the interfacing of collar. And this is right jean. Okay, I choose this fabric to doing this transcend dress. This is the wrong side of the fabric. This is the right side. First we fold the fabric, wrong side facing wrong side. Then align the back central line of the back pattern with the fold line of the fabric. Then we cut the outside line of this pattern out. Don't cut the fold line. Okay, here is the back. Don't forget to mark the back waist dart on the wrong side of the fabric, and the notch of the slits, notch and the waist, notch and the armhole, and the notch and the central back line. Now we cut the front jean. Put the fabric right side up. Then put the pattern of the front jean right side up too. And cut the outer line of this whole pattern. Okay, don't forget make the waist darts and the notches, and mark the dart on the wrong side of the fabric. 好，这个是大圆巾。那么大圆巾的剪裁是布料正面向上，只要也是正面向上，沿外圈剪裁一圈下来。那么在剪裁完好了之后呢，不要忘记打剪口。然后还有在布料的反面做这个腰省的标记和胸省的标记，一共有4个省。然后OK。Here is a front jean, and when we cut it out, don't forget to make the waist dart and the bust dart at the wrong side of the fabric, and the notches also, don't forget it. 现在我们剪裁袖片和领片，那么就是折叠布料，将折叠布料反面相对。正面朝外，然后袖片只要正面向上，领片只要正面向上，各剪裁一对下来。Okay, we cut the sleeves and the collars fabric now, and fold the fabric wrong side facing wrong side, and put the sleeves pattern on the top of the fabric and the collar pattern on the top of the fabric, and cut the outside line of the pattern. So you get one pair of sleeves and one pair of stand collar, and you can choose using the different fabric for one of the collar. OK， 我们现在呢就是剪这个内衬领面的立领领面的这个热熔衬，这个小的这个领片就是只在领面这一侧贴就可以了，沿外圈剪裁一份下来。Now we cut the fusible interfacing of the outside collar. Okay, and cut it along the outside line. And get one piece of it. 现在我们得到一对领片，一个领面的热熔衬，一对袖片。Now we get one pair of collar and one piece of fusible interfacing of the outside collar and one pair of sleeves, and don't forget the notches to make sure which direction is front and which is back. 好，现在我们来剪裁右前襟，那么是领片向上，就是布料正面向上，然后这个右前襟的这个纸样也是正面向上，然后沿外圈剪裁1圈。好的，不要忘记了这个在各个关键部位打剪口。Now we cut the front right jean and put the fabric the right side up and put the pattern on top of it and cut the outer line of the pattern and don't forget to make the notch. OK， 我们得到了这个一片右前襟，注意这些剪口。Now we get this right jean and don't forget to make the notch at the right place. 好，我们刚才漏了一片，这是大襟的大圆襟的反面的贴面，剪裁1片即可。We miss one pattern here. I added it at this step. Okay, we cut this pattern for one piece and put the fabric wrong side up and put the pattern right side up and cut the outer line. We get one piece of this front facing. Okay, now we start sewing the pattern, the fabric together. 好，我们现在来把这些裁片缝合在一起。第一步我们要做的呢是把这些把前片和后片的腰绳先把它急缝并整套。Okay, first make the darts of the front and back fabric. 我已经把这个腰缝急缝好，并且熨烫平整腰绳。胸绳，这是前片的2片腰绳和胸绳，后片的2个胸绳。Okay, I have pressed down the darts here, and the breast dart here, and press down the allowance from the slit notch down to the hem. This side notch down to the hem. And fold the hem to the wrong side of the fabric and press it down. Okay, the same job we will do to the back garment. 好，我们这个前片后片的侧缝的缝缝和底边的缝缝都要熨烫出痕迹来。这是刚才我们剪的这个前片的大身前片的贴边。我们同样的也要把靠外边的缝缝熨烫好。这是右襟的右襟，那我们同样也是把缝缝扣烫好了。袖片底边缝缝扣烫好，两边的底边缝缝都扣烫好。OK， 然后这个是领片，这是外领，里面熨烫了这个可容衬，然后并且把它这个靠近领圈的这个领圈的缝缝扣烫进去。好 ，OK, here is the other parts of the fabric. 2 sleeves we press cuff allowance onto the fabric and the same job we will do to the facing and the right jean, and you can see here is the collar fabric. I press the fusible interfacing to the wrong side of the outside corner, and this is the inside corner, and iron press down the neckline allowance for the convenience when you sewing it onto the garment. Okay, The next step is to sewing them together. 好，首先我们把那个大襟的贴面缝到大襟上面，那就是大襟贴面反面向上，好，放置在大襟左侧。OK， 然后从这个前中线开始，剪口开始，沿外圈缝纫一圈。然后把它翻折过去，注意在转角处要打剪口，那把布翻得平整一点。Okay, we sew the facing to the front jean and put the wrong side up of this facing onto the front jean and stitch them together from the central front 9 notch from here. Along with the direction of my finger to the hem, but remember don't sew them all, just leave some space here. OK， 好，我们已经把这个大襟的贴面上去了，然后把它翻到反面来，熨烫平整。Okay, we stitches facing onto the front jean. OK, now. 我们现在开始合肩缝，那么首先是，把这个后片正面向上，然后右前襟反面向上，放好位置，然后大襟反面向上。放好位置，对准肩缝，然后合肩缝。合完肩缝之后，记得把这个侧缝的这个边锁了，因为这个当然也要看你是决定做怎么样的收边了。如果你采用的是其他收边工艺的话，那么比如说你香绳啊或者滚边啊，那么你就自己要知道在什么时候进行这个步骤。那我这里只是简单的教大家怎么样用这个裁片，所以说我就不会做这些装饰性的工作。Okay, now we sew the shoulder line together. We put the back dress fabric right side up, then we put the front jean, right jean, wrong side up, align the shoulder line properly, and then we put the front jean wrong side up. Also, we should put the shoulder line align together, and then we sew the shoulder line together. We also, meantime, we should stitch, finishing the seam and the slits and the hem. 好，我们现在来做领和装领。首先，我们把这个领片正面相对。然后把与领圈相接的这么一底领的这一领圈，把它的缝缝，朝上折，也就是朝向这个布料的反面，朝上折。里领和外领都是这样的啊。然后把它烫好，然后呢对齐，布料的领面的正面相对对齐，沿着外圈这边缝纫一圈，缝纫这3面。然后再注意，在这个弯曲的地方，就是有曲线的地方打剪口，然后再把它翻到正面来。Okay, we sew the corners now. We put the corners fabric right side facing right side, and press the allowance to the wrong side of the fabric around the neckline, and we stitch the other 3 sides of the allowance together, and flip it over to press them down. Here is the stand corner. 在上领的时候注意后中线相对，然后用这个珠针把后中线，大身的后中线和这个立领的后中线固定，然后再把两头在前片固定和前襟固定，注意这个前片的中线的那个前中线的剪口啊，不是在最头上，是在这个有打剪口的地方。总之对位剪口，这就肯定是没有错的了。然后在左前襟的地方，这个领片是夹到这个贴面和领片中间的啊，大家要注意。Okay, we install the stand corner to the garment. At first, we sew the outside corner onto the garment. Make sure the back center 9 notch align with the back center 9 notch of the garment. Okay, use the pin to make sure it don't slip away when you're sewing. Then we stitch the outside corner to the garment at first, and after doing that, we cover it with the inside corner, and we already press the allowance down so that we just sew it along with the crease line of the seam. Okay, make sure it covered all the seams allowance. 好，立领上好了。我在做示范的时候，我用的是深色的缝纫线。大家在缝纫的时候注意采用和布料同样颜色的线，这样隐藏线头啊。我这个是为了大家看得清楚一点，我的走线是在哪里。Okay, we install the collars onto the garment. Please take a close look at it. Okay. Here is the right jean. Here is the front jean. Okay. Remember, when you install the collars on, please be very, very careful. This is the first impression of this Cheongshan dress when you're dressing it on. So please do it properly. Make it clean and nice. 好，现在我们装绣。那装绣呢，就是注意对应一下这个，双剪口是后，单剪口是前。那么装绣的时候就特别注意，一定是不要把正反搞错了。然后袖衫顶的剪口和那个尖缝对齐，然后两边的这个剪口也都对齐。Okay, now we install the sleeves onto the main fabric to the armhole, and please remember align the notches correctly. 好，袖子我们上好了之后，大家记住一定是这个袖缝要整烫好啊。袖子我们上好了。We have installed the sleeves on, then we should sew the side seam. Take a look at it. Okay, we turn the inside out. Here is the right side of the garment. We sew it together from the cuff along with the waist to the notch on the side seam. Okay, and the left side is the same. Sewing the side seam from the cuff to the slits here. When we finish the left side seam, then we sewing the right side from the notch to the slit notch. 接下来我们就是缝侧缝。侧缝首先我们是这个先缝右襟从袖口一直缝到这个右襟的底部， 然后左边的侧缝也是从袖口一直缝，但是呢，直接就缝到这个开叉的这个剪口这里，然后再把这个前襟翻过去覆盖住，对好剪口，然后缝纫余下的，将前襟和后片侧缝缝合在一起，缝纫余下的这一部分侧缝，也就是从这个右襟的最底端，右小襟的最底端，一直到这个右边的这个开叉的剪口起始处。好了，现在侧缝我们已经上好了，并且将这个侧缝的分缝烫匀。我们来看一下啊，这边左边全部，右边单片，然后再夹着从这里缝。Okay, we finish and stitch the side seam together, and now let's flip it over to see the whole garment. Basically, we have finished sewing it. The next step is to sewing the buttons on. As I usually say, that you could choose all kinds of button and all kinds of way to finish your seam hem here. Okay, gorgeous. 好，现在我们来把它穿上模特，定位一下这个扣子。Okay, we finish the Cheongsam short sleeves Cheongsam dress. Let's take a look at it. This is a stand corner, which I like this one. Button, and button. Okay.